Week 18 in football starts right now, live on the Carolina Cast. I'm Chris Verma, and today is kind of a sad day, honestly, because football is coming to an end. Yes, there's going to be the playoffs, but yeah, the Panthers aren't good enough for that. So what's going on, everybody? I'm Chris Verma. We are back here with our second stream of the week. Actually, technically, Sunday starts the week. We had our stream on Friday where the Hornets somehow beat Milwaukee Bucks by over 30 points. I don't know what happened. Scored 51 points in the first quarter, but now we're here for football, the last Panthers game of the season. We're not going to see another Panthers stream until September. Because obviously we did do preseason streams. That was just to get the channel started here. We're not going to do preseason anymore. You're not going to see another Panthers stream until September of 2023. It's currently January. And the Panthers are playing the New Orleans Saints in their final game of the season. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First things first, some things you need to know. Panthers 6-10 on the season. The Saints are 7-9. Carolina did defeat New Orleans back in week 3, 22-14, Matt Rule's final win as the Carolina Panthers head coach before he was fired weeks later. And pretty much that loss of the 49ers kind of lost him his job. Steve Wilkes has stepped in ever since. Panthers were one win away from potentially this being the game that they have to win to get into the playoffs and clinch the NFC South. They had an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter last week, and then they realized they were playing Tom Brady. They gave up. They gave up 20 points in the fourth quarter for the Panthers to lose 30-24. And it was an amazing game, back and forth. I mean, all I really had to think about is we had Josh Norman. We never put him in the game. And our corners, Mike Evans had 3 long touchdowns. He was able to burn C.J. Henderson and Keith Taylor. And all I could think about is if we had Dante Jackson, who was ruled out for the season a couple weeks ago, J.C. Horn, who was also ruled out for the rest of the season a couple weeks ago, and we actually gave Josh Norman 20 plays. Josh Norman was on the field for 5 plays. He was expected to get over 20. He was on the field for 5 plays, and all 5 of those plays were incomplete passes. And one of them were actually targeted at Norman. So I'm not saying Norman being on the field is just he's a curse or whatever for the Buccaneers, but it was working. So I think we should have given Norman the snaps he was expected to get. And I mean, I wish we still had a healthy J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson, because that would have been a completely different game for us. I mean, at the end of the day, we did have 3 turnovers. Darnold started to completely sell the game at the end. And what sucks is that Steve Wilkes is 5-6. His record 5-6 ever since the Carolina Panthers started 1-4 with Matt Rule. That's not a bad record to go 5-6. But you already have that 1-4 record to start you. That already puts you in a bad situation. And the Panthers are honestly a mediocre team. The record doesn't look that well because of how the season started. They started off with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. That experiment didn't work. They also got rid of Matt Rule in the process. Christian McCaffrey and Robbie Anderson were both traded to the West Coast. And then now you look at this team. They've kind of rebranded themselves. They still have Brian Burns and DJ Moore. They still can play up to talent. We saw them walk into Seattle. And I know the Seahawks aren't one of the best teams, but they have one of the best football environments in the entire league. You walk in there feeling it's like a playoff game, and you take down the Seahawks. We all know the Saints have probably the loudest stadium, or maybe one of the loudest stadiums up there with the Seahawks. So it's a tough environment. But, man, the Panthers can only play for pride today, as this would have been, if they won last week, this would have been the game that could clinch a playoff spot for the Carolina Panthers. Instead, this is the final Panthers stream until September. As the game is going to start, we're not going to go on another commercial break. It's kind of sad, man. As, the Browns kind of messed up the kick return. I'm watching Red Zone as well. And, the biggest question we'll have to talk about at halftime is Steve Wilkes the answer for the Carolina Panthers? Are we going to keep him around for next season, or are we just going to move on? We had a talk with Jim Harbaugh. He already rejected the rumors. And, there's not a lot of coaching spots. The Broncos are already interviewing Sean Payton. coming from the Saints, as this game is going to be underway. Eddie Pinheiro kicks it off, and the final game for the Panthers is underway. And the Bills just scored a kickoff return touchdown. I'm watching Red Zone 2. Hold on. Kickoff return touchdown for the Bills. Wow. Oh my God, that is so emotional. Oh my God, that's probably one of the most emotional things I've ever seen. We all know the situation with Damar Hamlin. And on the first play back for the Bills, a kickoff return touchdown to start the game. Oh my God, that is so emotional. Wow. What a moment. Oh my God, I can't even think of the Panthers game right now, even though this game just started. It was a run for Kamara. He's going to pick up a couple yards, make it second down. Wow. You cannot ask for anything else. With his situation, they have not played a single snap of football since he went down. And on their first, not even an actual play, on the kickoff, they bring it to the house and get into the end zone. As Andy Dalton rolling to his right, and that is caught by Chris Olave for the first down. Josh Norman is on the field to start the game. Looks like Carolina's just going to waste his talent now. He's supposed to mentor the defense. I'm not expecting Josh Norman to come out here and just get pick sixes like he used to in 2015. Wow. What an amazing moment. I'm not a Bills fan. But I was a Bills fan Monday night. I think the entire league were Bills fans Monday night, especially Damar Hamlin fans. What a moment for Bills Mafia. 1st and 10, Dalton looking, his pass is caught by Shaheed. He's taken down by Jeremy Chin. As Rashid Shaheed is a rookie out of Weber State. He came into this game. He came into the league this year. Looked like one of the most interesting backups, because the Saints always have some interesting backups, but he just came in. He's shined in the games he's played. And Josh Norman, this is his first. Oh, he's starting. Josh Norman is starting. He has not started since 2016 with the Panthers. Wow. Should have started him last week. Kamara on the run. He's going to get a first down into Carolina territory. Guys, once again, this game doesn't really matter. This is just a game for pride, just to finish off the season. I'm going to sound wrong for this. I want us to lose this game to go 6-11, see if we get a better draft pick. Maybe find a way to move up in the draft and get somebody that we would want. You know? If we want to go get that quarterback, if we don't believe Darnold's the answer, then I think this is our opportunity. As this is a run play that's going to get blown up, only a gain of a yard for New Orleans. That is Frankie Louvu for the tackle. He has made some amazing plays all year long for the Carolina Panthers. Had a pick six back in week 4 against the Arizona Cardinals. Has been a humongous addition. Like last year, he started growing as a Panther. This has obviously been his breakout year. He had a blocked punt last year against the Minnesota Vikings. And then he's just become better role player on defense for this season. It's helped him out a lot. So here's a 2nd and 9. Dalton rolling to his right. He dumps it. This is caught for another first down inside the 30 to the Carolina 26 as Andy Dalton, the quarterback at a TCU, his team's playing in the national championship. He's throwing some dots right now. Oh, that was okay. Andy Dalton. I have not seen him do this in a while. I believe that's David Johnson. Wow. David Johnson. I've not heard of his name in a while, ever since the Texans. But David Johnson's on the Saints now. Alvin Kamara lined up in the backfield. Saints are in scoring position. Kamara on the run is stuffed after a gain of a yard. And if you're Steve Wilkes, you probably want to go win this game, try and save your coaching career. And then it sucks looking at the Buccaneers game. Oh, man. In Carolina, they would have both been 8-8. No, they would have both been 7-9. And Carolina with a win would have completely won it. But if they lost, they need Tampa Bay to lose to the Falcons. So yeah, this would have been an important game too for Carolina. They had the disadvantage, but they couldn't even get past stage 1, and that was defeating the Buccaneers. I mean, the Bills are on absolute fire right now. This is insane. They are playing amazing. So now 2nd and 8 for New Orleans. Play action. Dalton throws. It is caught. It's Olave. He burns Josh Norman down the sideline. And Jeremy Chin tries to push him out, but Chris Olave is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The turf monster gets to Josh Norman, and I'm starting to see why the Carolina Panthers did not start this guy last week. Dang, Josh Norman. He's back to those days where he was getting pushed around as a Bill. Man, what a move by Olave. And then the turf monster just takes down Josh Norman. Chris Olave gets past Corey Littleton and Jeremy Chin. And the Saints on opening drive go down the field. And Andy Dalton connects with Chris Olave for the touchdown. As here's Will Lutz on the extra point, and he knocks it through. So a bad start for the Panthers. As New Orleans gets it to start off, they go down the field with ease. And Andy Dalton hits Chris Olave for the touchdown. The Saints lead your Carolina Panthers 7-0 early. We're going to go in commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get our first look of the Panthers offense in the season finale. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back to the Carolina Cast as Andy Dalton connects with Chris Olave for a touchdown, but I'm not even concerned about this game anymore. I'm more focused on what just happened in the Bills game. Yes, I am not a Bills fan, but that touched my heart. Bills on their first play sends Damar Hamlin collapsed, get a kickoff return, not even an actual play, a kickoff return. First NFL play is a kickoff return touchdown. I don't think God can give a better story than that. I don't think God can do anything else but that. That is so heartwarming. Wow. I feel so good for Bills fans right now, and I hope that Hamlin somehow is watching this game. I don't know. I know he can talk. I know the breathing tube has come off, but I hope he saw that because this is all for him. So now we're back to this Carolina game. It's not very important to me anymore after that just happened. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but yes, we're still here, folks. 1st and 10, a handoff to Deontay Foreman, and he is going to stumble his way for a couple yards before he's taken down. Let's take a look at the Carolina Panthers offense with Ikem Ekwonu, Brady Christian, Bradley Bozeman, Austin Corbett, and Taylor Moton all blocking for Sam Darnold and company. And then you also have Deontay Foreman, Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, both those two at tight end, DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall at wide receiver. Foreman and Hubbard usually take over the running back duties. As you can see here, Tommy Tremble's lining up at fullback, Foreman in the backfield, DJ Moore on the left, 2nd and 4 for the Carolina Panthers. And Darnold's going to hand it off to Foreman. Deontay Foreman's going to pick up the first down before he is tripped up. So 2 plays for Carolina, both of them first downs as, on CBS, the very first play back, Nyheim Hines, the former Indianapolis Colts, 96-yard kick return touchdown. And I'm not even going to listen to the haters who say that's scripted, because that's God. That's all God right there. That's not scripted at all. The Patriots did not just let that happen because of DeMar. That was all God. What a play by Nyheim Hines. And what a way to get Bills fans brought back together after the tragic event that occurred on Monday night. As Darnold, he's going deep down the field. He's got DJ Moore, and they can't connect. He can't connect with DJ Moore. They want pass interference. They're not going to get it. A missed opportunity. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, was defending. We'll look at it again. Lattimore goes to take over Terrace Marshall. DJ Moore gets some separation, but Darnold just a tad bit of an overthrow, trying to get DJ Moore just past him. Tyrann Mathieu lucky to have that one back, and it's going to be 2nd and 10, a humongous missed opportunity for Carolina. As Foreman remains in the backfield, they wave Raheem Blackshear in motion, and they're going to run it with Laviska Shenault. That's not Deontay Foreman. I don't know why they ran the ball with Laviska Shenault. It's kind of weird. And Chenault's only going to get a yard before he's taken down by Cam Jordan. So we're looking around the league, a 3rd and 8 for Pittsburgh. They pick up the first down. Deontay Johnson breaking tackles in the open field. It's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for Pittsburgh. As, man, Kenny Pickett has really evolved to a nice quarterback. And then Joe Burrow. Oh, he had Jamar Chase, but the Ravens read it just in time. Oh, man. Missed opportunity. So a 3rd and 9 for Carolina after Laviska Shenault's run went absolutely nowhere, and they missed the opportunity with DJ Moore. Saints showing blitz. Panthers pick it up. Darnold throws. It is caught. Terrace Marshall has a long way to go, and he is going to lose 3 yards on the play. Demario Davis with the tackle, and Carolina is going to be forced to punt. So not the start that the Panthers offense wanted. They looked good on their first. They got a first down on this drive. Then after that, just couldn't find anything else. And Darnold, I don't know why you're going underneath on 3rd and 9. And Davis just there to blow up the play. Terrace Marshall losing yards. So now Johnny Hekker out for the first time in this game. Rashid Shaheed to return for the New Orleans Saints with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Saints leading 7-0 here at the Caesars Superdome. As Hekker punts it away. And Shaheed is going to let this one bounce out of bounds around the 17-16. And that's where the Saints are going to start their next drive. So New Orleans has all the momentum right now. They got in the end zone on opening drive. They were able to stop the Panthers and get the football back. And let's see if this Carolina Panthers defense can have a better second run. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast.
Arian Smith left alone, and Georgia strikes quickly. Touchdown, A.D. Mitchell. It's on the way. No good. He lost it. And Georgia is going to survive and then run for a touchdown. The magic continues.
Welcome back, everybody, as the New Orleans Saints lead the Carolina Panthers 7-0 here. Saints on their opening drive able to get into the end zone, while for the Panthers, they were unable to do anything. So they punt the ball right back to New Orleans. Let's see if the defense can get something going on their next trip. As here's a run for Kamara, and Alvin Kamara nearly lost yardage and somehow going to gain a yard to make it 2nd and long. Somehow, someway, Alvin Kamara got out of a humongous mess, and the tackle was made by Marquane McCall, the rookie out of Kentucky University for the Carolina Panthers. And with 7:30 to go in the first quarter, the Saints leading the Panthers 7-0. Tomorrow night, a stream at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the college football national championship game with number 1 Georgia, number 3 TCU. Is going to be live here on the Carolina Cast as a 2nd and 9 for New Orleans. Taysom Hill takes the read option, taking down just shy of the first down marker, gain of 8 yards, making it 3rd and 1. But back to what I was saying, number 1 Georgia versus number 3 TCU live on the Carolina Cast. Stream will start an hour before for a long pregame show. Then we will have full coverage of the national championship game with the Bulldogs and the Horned Frogs. It's back to here. It's a 3rd and 1. We are also thinking of deleting that hype up video that I posted. We're going to try make some fixes with it. It was a little buggy. So we're going to try and fix it a little bit. 3rd and 1. Kamara's going to get the first down. He breaking tackles before he's taken down. Xavier Woods saves what would have been a touchdown for the Saints. A very long one for Alvin Kamara. Xavier Woods lucky to have that tackle because that would have been a clear touchdown for New Orleans. Humongous tackle by Xavier Woods. Kamara lost the ball at the end of the play, but they're going to say he was down. Yeah, he was easily down. He just let go of the ball. So here we go. 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. 1st and 10. Dalton to work. Dumps it short, and it's incomplete. Looking for Chris Olave, Jeremy Chin on the coverage. That's going to make it 2nd and 10, as that's Andy Dalton's first incompletion of the game. He started off 4 for 4 in the last drive, now 4 for 5. As the scoring update, the Buccaneers lead the Falcons 7-0. The Bengals lead the Ravens 3-0. And the Bills lead the Patriots 7-0. Then over here, the Saints leading the Panthers 7-0 as well. 2nd and 10 for New Orleans. They got Shaheed on the right. They're just going to hand it off to Kamara. And Alvin Kamara is going to be brought down to make it 3rd down. A tackle by Derek Brown, the 1st-round pick out of Auburn. So let's see. So 3rd down. Can the Panthers finally get a stop? It's 3rd and 5, a chance to get the offense back on the field without giving up more points. This Carolina Panthers defense have not shown themselves all game, and I know it's early, but you don't want to put yourselves out of it too early. 3rd and 5 for the Saints. They are ranked 14th in the NFL on 3rd down conversions. 2 receivers lined up on the left, 2 on the right. Dalton looking, pressure coming. He throws, and it's batted up and nearly intercepted by Shaq Thompson. It was deflected. It was deflected by Frankie Louvu, and Shaq Thompson nearly got the interception. Instead, the clock will stop. It's going to be 4th down, and the Panthers are going to take over as Louvu climbed up and that's tipped it up in the air. If Thompson was just a little bit ahead, just maybe he could have gotten that interception. As man, Skylar Thompson, another Thompson for the Miami Dolphins, looking pretty decent so far. And here's Blake Gillian to punt it away for the New Orleans Saints. The Panthers getting it back for the 2nd time in this game. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gillian boots it away. And it is going to be a fair catch called at what looks like, looks like the 14, 13-yard line. Andre Roberts on the fair catch, and the Panthers defense steps up big time, put the ball back in Sam Darnold's hands. As when we come back, it's going to be Panthers football. They trail 7-0 early in the first quarter. Let's see if they can regain themselves once they get the ball back. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. We are back, everybody, as we're still waiting for the game to get back. Also checking out this Ravens-Bengals game as, oh my goodness, that ball was thrown right at Jesse Bates for the interception for Cincinnati. But the game is back now. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Panthers starting from their own 14-yard line. Chuba Hubbard's first carry of the game is going to be a gain of 5 to 6 yards to make it second and mid for Carolina. Under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter, trailing 7-0. On opening drive, the Saints were able to get into the end zone. The Panthers on their first offensive drive weren't able to get anywhere, but now we have an injured Carolina Panther down that looks like Brady Christian. One of our offensive linemen is down and does not look okay at all. Oh, crap. Steve Wilkes is coming on the field to check on Christian. Oh, man. And they went on an immediate commercial break. Wow. I don't think that was a Damar Hamlin, though. I don't think it was where he stopped breathing or anything. I saw him moving. So I think it's not like a heart issue, what it looks like. Looks like it's some type of maybe like knee injury or something like that. But it is pretty bad. They just went on commercial break. So we're going to step aside too. We hope that Brady Christian is okay, and we'll give a news report when we come back as you're watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back here as Brady Christian for the Carolina Panthers is being helped off the field at the moment. His injury does not look okay. We don't know the exact problem. We're going to find out sooner than later. I'll give a halftime report on what's going on with Christian as Foreman on the run is taken down just shy of the first down marker, make it 3rd and 1. I hope that Christian is okay, though. He had to get help to get off the field. It looks like a leg injury, maybe like an ankle sprain or hamstring. I'm not going to know the exact thing for a little bit. Man, the Panthers from week 1 to week 11 started 3-2 started off 3-8 since have been 3-2. We're a completely different team with Darnold at quarterback. 3rd and 1 for Carolina. Darnold, they're going to hand it off to Foreman, and he is stuffed. He did not get there. Deontay Foreman is denied. It is 4th down. And if you're Steve Wilkes, do you get aggressive and go for it? I mean, you don't have anything to lose anymore other than your job. But I mean, it's 4th down. You're in a tough situation, though. You don't want to go for it, but if you give the ball back to New Orleans, your defense has not had a good game. That gives New Orleans a better chance to go down the field here and score, but they're going to punt. Johnny Hekker is going to boot this away for Carolina for the 2nd time as the Panthers have been unsuccessful on both of their offensive trips. They're just letting this play clock wind down. Hekker sends it away. Looks like he fell in the back. I'm not sure. It might have just been how the camera angle looked. A fair catch is called, Sam Franklin making sure, and the Saints reclaim possession of the football. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The New Orleans Saints lead your Carolina Panthers 7-0 is the score. 3 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back to the Carolina Cast, everybody. It is Saints football with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. As all stadiums throughout the NFL have painted the 30-yard line, the number 3 in fine print of red and white for Damar Hamlin. Both teams, the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers, were all wearing love for Damar with his number 3 on it. And it's not just the Panthers and the Saints community doing this. It's all teams around in the pregame workouts. Everybody has been praying for Damar Hamlin throughout the NFL community. As we have 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter, the Steelers are just struggling to hold on to the football in their game against the Browns. Have fumbled it twice, but it looks like that fumble might have gotten overturned because I see it's Steelers football right now. But anyways, back to our game. 1st and 10. It's a toss to the left side for David Johnson, and he is going to gain a yard. It will look like Marquise Haynes could have got him down for a loss. It's the second time this game that the Panthers had another missed opportunity on defense, and that's going to make it 2nd and long for the Saints. But David Johnson still able to get 2 positive yards instead of losing 2 yards. As Andy Dalton is coming off the field for 2nd and 8, and I think that we all know what this means. Taysom Hill is going to take another play for the Saints. They love playing him and this QB rule just to do whatever. It just always catches the defense off guard. But let's see what the Panthers can do up against Taysom Hill. 2nd and 8 for the Saints. Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Hill, it's a read option. He's going to take it to the left side. Taysom Hill cuts it back, and he's taken down just shy of the first down marker by Yatir Gross-Matos. And it's 3rd down and 1 for the Saints as Taysom Hill's going to come off the field. They wanted to hand it off to Kamara, then he got him there. Xavier Woods tried to make the tackle. He couldn't, and it all relied on Matos to bring him down shy of the first down marker. So here we go. We now have a 3rd and 1, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Can Carolina take them off the field? It's going to be kind of hard to do. Dalton is back in the game. They're going to toss it to the left side with Kamara. He sees the open hole, and Alvin Kamara down the sideline breaking tackles and is taken down in Carolina territory. A humongous gain for the Saints. A 22-yard run for Alvin Kamara on 3rd and 1, and the Saints are going to extend the drive. Yeah, I know. I mean, this game doesn't matter at all for us because their season is over. We already got eliminated from the playoffs. But yeah, Gamer, what do you think? I mean, you make it sound like Steve Wilkes isn't the answer. I don't think he's the answer. I think he was a good interim head coach. He was nice to have around, but we need a long-term answer, not a short-term answer. First and 10 for New Orleans at the Carolina 45. Play action. Taysom Hill is back in the game. He nearly gets sacked until he actually does get sacked. He is brought down for a huge loss. That is Phil Hoskins, but flags come in. It might have been a face mask on the sack. Oh, man. The sack was made by Phil Hoskins, but he brought down Taysom Hill on the face mask. You cannot do that. You see, he gets to Taysom Hill, but then just puts his hand on the face mask. Can't do that. So instead of it being a sack from the Carolina Panthers defense, it's going to be another first down for New Orleans. As this first quarter is starting to wind down, Saints having all the momentum going into quarter number 2. Pretty much kept this entire game as the Buccaneers just fumbled. That's Chris Godwin's second straight week of fumbling, and the Falcons recover. Wow. Kamara runs on first down. He's only going to pick up a yard. That should send us to the end of quarter number 1. But, man, Chris Godwin fumbled last week against the Carolina Panthers as well. Yeah, I did want Jim Harbaugh. I know it says him. I know you wanted Jim Harbaugh. But he already said he shut down the rumors. He's not coming to the NFL. David Tepper did speak with Harbaugh over the job. It was not an interview, but Jim Harbaugh has already turned down the rumors and is not planning on coming back to the NFL. He wants to stay at Michigan. And that is the end of quarter number 1 here in New Orleans. The season finale for both of these teams. The Saints lead the Carolina Panthers after 1. Quarter number 2 coming up next. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. As we are back here, sorry, I missed some of the game. I was doing something. We didn't miss any of the game. Well, I just was late on the commercial break. Alvin Kamara with the catch, loses a couple. Wow. Gains a couple yards. Third down. Coming up, the Saints are in field goal range for Will Lutz, which could put them on the board, give them a 10-0 lead. That's the best the Panthers can do at this point. They did get a blocked field goal against the Saints the last time these two teams met up back in week 3. We got a blocked field goal last week as well against Tampa Bay. So, I mean, this special teams has been pretty good. 3rd and 6. Dalton looking, dumps it short, and it's incomplete for Alvin Kamara. Dalton really wanted to have that one back. Shaq Thompson read it the entire way. It's 4th and 6. And here comes the field goal unit for the Saints. I need to put up second quarter on here. Field goal unit coming out for New Orleans. This is Will Lutz. He's made an extra point today. Jamar Chase doing that fake hamstring injury that Justin Jefferson does. The Bengals are just owning the Ravens right now. 44-yard try from Will Lutz is hooking left, and it is no good. He missed it to the left. And the Panthers defense, they get a stop on the New Orleans Saints. Will Lutz misses a 44-yard field goal to the left. We're going to go on commercial break. When we come back, the Panthers going to have pretty good field positioning, looking to finally put some points on the board. Panthers trailing 7-0. You're watching live on the Carolina Cast. We are back on the Carolina Cast. It is Panthers football as they look to take advantage of the 44-yard missed field goal by Will Lutz and the Saints. Can the Panthers finally put some points on the board? 1st and 10. Play action. Darnold rolling to his right. Now trying to get away from Cam Jordan. He does. Got to get away from one more Saint and just throws it to the sideline. Incomplete. Looking for Terrace Marshall. And that's going to make it 2nd and 10. As I'm checking this Bills game out, Devin Singletary gets stuffed up in the backfield. It's going to make it 2nd and goal for the Bills. And then Dalvin Cook that's Alexander Madison. Yeah, makes it 1st and goal for the Vikings. As Darnold had Terrace Marshall on did he make that catch? He caught it, but I don't think it was out of bounds. Yeah, it was out of bounds. Okay. That's what I thought. Incomplete. Here we go. 2nd and 10. And they're going to hand it off to Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard is stuffed up at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. That's Cam Jordan with the tackle. That's going to be 3rd and 10. And the Bills get into the end zone with a Dawson Knox touchdown. Yeah. He did a little tribute for DeMar Hamlin saying, "I love you, boy." I saw that. Saw what he said to the heart for him, to the camera. When Chuba Hubbard back to this game was not able to get anywhere. Cam Jordan read that. It's 3rd and 9 for the Panthers. Sam Darnold is 1 for 2 for 2 yards passing. That does not sound very good because we're in the second quarter. 3rd and 9. Darnold looking downfield. Now it's to try and get away from the pressure. He stays on his feet. Darnold needs to do something and just throws it away. Nothing is available. Threw it near Stephon Sullivan, so he did not get that intentional grounding penalty. It's 4th down, and once again, Johnny Hekker is going to have to come on the field for Carolina. It's just nothing is available. The O-line is not able to help out Darnold at all, and all he can do is just chuck it away so it doesn't get intercepted. I don't know how he got away from that, but Johnny Hekker out to punt once again, as he's going to send it to Rashid Shaheed for the 3rd time in this game on a 4th and 9. Hekker sends it away. And Shaheed is going to call a fair catch at the New Orleans 15. And that's where the Saints will start their next drive. No score since early in the 4th quarter. We're going to go on a quick commercial break, then we'll come back. The Saints lead the Panthers 7-0 is your score. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast.
Arian Smith left alone in Georgia. Strikes quickly. Touchdown. A.D. Mitchell. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive. And he's caught for a touchdown.
We're back, as that is a quick trailer for the 2023 College Football National Championship game that'll be on tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, that's when our stream will start. Kickoff will be at 7:30 with Georgia versus TCU. As on the first play back, Kamara picks up 4 yards before he's taken down. Man, ever since that first quarter where the Saints were like going down the field with ease, it's just been a quiet game ever since. Nothing fun. 2nd and 6 for New Orleans after the gain of 4 yards with Alvin Kamara. And they're going to run it with Kamara again. And this time he's going to be taken down just shy of the marker by Marquane McCall. And it's going to be 3rd and short for the Saints. They've already picked this up a couple times in this game. And they look to keep that streak up. It's the only score of this game coming on opening drive for the Saints, where Andy Dalton connected with Chris Olave for a touchdown. Andy Dalton is 5 for 8 for 62 yards in that passing touchdown to Olave. Now it's 3rd and 2 as the camera pointed at Rashid Shaheed. I was talking about him earlier as a new breakout player and a young star on the rise in New Orleans. 3rd and 2 for the Saints. 3rd straight run play to Kamara, and he's going to pick it up. 1st down, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara putting the team on his back, and the Saints are going to get to extend the drive. As here's some Rashid Shaheed highlights. His first ever play from scrimmage with him on the field was in Week 6 against the Bengals, where it was a jet sweep. He took it to the house for a touchdown. Then the very next week had a touchdown against the Cardinals. So he was just blowing up when he got his opportunities. Hasn't done much today, but he's been on the field for a good amount as he's turned into a pretty much full-time starter for the Saints team. 1st and 10, Dalton throws, and there he is, Rashid Shaheed. He breaks past Josh Norman and picks up the 1st down, and for the 2nd time in this game, the turf monster gets to Josh Norman. He slips. Shaheed picks up the 1st down. As Norman is struggling earlier, as I'm starting to see why he did not start last week against Tampa Bay. So now 1st down for New Orleans. After an 11-yard pickup to Rashid Shaheed. He actually has 2 receptions in this game. Dalton going deep down the sideline. Wide open is Shaheed again, as Josh Norman is just not himself anymore. He is not 2015 Norman, who was getting pick sixes in like every game. And this Josh Norman is completely washed. He was a barista 2 weeks ago. Now finds himself back on the Carolina Panthers and just can't play good defense anymore. As Shaheed has 3 receptions now, 2 coming in the last 2 plays. Shaheed has 3 receptions for 34 yards. Josh Norman has got the step up. As now 1st and 10, The Saints are in Carolina territory again. Here's the jet sweep to Shaheed down the sideline. He's going to get 6-7 yards, make it 2nd and short before he's pushed out of bounds. As the Saints rookie receivers, Chris Olave has 1,000 receiving yards. He was a first-round pick, the second most among rookies this season. And then Rashid Shaheed was an undrafted free agent, has averaged 18.2 yards a reception, which is the 3rd most in the NFL, with 20 receptions being the most. And wow, the Texans just got a pick 6. Man, Texans cold. What an interesting game to watch. 9:30 to go. 2nd and 3. Taysom Hill with the keeper. He's going to pick up the first down, get inside the Carolina 30. As this is just about where the Saints were on their last drive when Will Lutz missed a 44-yard field goal that would have given them a 2-possession lead. But they're looking in that same direction again. Yet obviously, we want them to miss the field goal, but we're not sure if they're going to do that or not. The Bills lead the Patriots 14-7 in that game in New York. There's under 9 minutes to go in this first half. The New Orleans Saints lead the Carolina Panthers 7-0. Carolina has not had any good looks to scoring. The Saints have had 2, but they weren't able to convert on their field goal. Dalton down the sideline, and it's incomplete, looking for Marquez Callaway. Good defense by C.J. Henderson. No flags are thrown, and that's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Saints. And that honestly is just great coverage by C.J. Henderson. Obviously, Marquez Callaway is not Mike Evans, so it's a little bit of an easier matchup for him than when he got burnt by Evans twice, and even Keith Taylor was getting burnt by Mike Evans. As the Panthers only have 26 yards of total offense, the Saints have 193 all in this first half. They now have a 2nd and 10, under 9 minutes to go in this first half. This current drive has had 8 plays for 56 yards and has gone on for the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. As Kamara on the run is going to pick up a yard before he is brought to the ground, and it's going to be 3rd and long for the Saints. So they look to extend the drive. The Buccaneers are looking to go for it on 4th and 1, but Todd Bowles is able to get the timeout off. They're not going to do it. Or maybe they're just trying to figure out some type of play to pick it up. Then I'm checking out this Dolphins-Jets game with Joe Flacco and Skylar Thompson. It is still scoreless. And on a 3rd and 3, Skylar Thompson rolling to his right. He throws, and that is caught by Jalen Waddle for the first down. The Dolphins are in field goal range. And back to our game. 8 minutes to go in the first half. 3rd and 8. The Saints are 3 for 5 on 3rd down today. They're just going to toss it to the left side with Kamara. And Alvin Kamara is taken down just short of the first down marker. It's 4th and 1. And Kamara gets a gain of 7 yards on the run. So, Jeremy Chinn with the tackle. Do you go for it if you're New Orleans? Do you try and get a little gutsy and take your chances? I mean, we'll see what they do. It's 4th and 1, and the offense is remaining on the field. The offense is also still on the field for the Buccaneers. So it looks like both NFC South matches are going for it on 4th and 1 at pretty much the exact same spot too. And Tampa Bay's going to get a first down and make it 1st and goal. Is that going to happen for the Saints? Because they're at the Carolina 19. Kamara, no, it does not. He is stuffed in the backfield. It is Josh Norman and Frankie Louvu who pushes Kamara for a loss of 3 yards. Frankie Louvu and Josh Norman stepping up big to make it a turnover on downs on 4th down. The Panthers take over once again. And for the second time in this game where the Saints got into Carolina territory, they were unable to get any points on the board. The defense and special teams have stepped up both times. We are going to go on commercial break. When we come back, we'll see if the Panthers offense can finally find a rhythm as you are watching live on the Carolina Cast. welcome you guys back here as it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers. D'Onta Foreman on the run, take it down a little bit, a couple yards shy of the first down marker as once again, man, the Saints kicked a 44-yard field goal that was pushed to the left by Will Lutz. Very next drive for New Orleans, they get once again into field goal range, but decide to go for it on 4th and 1. They don't get it. And the Saints have had 20 more plays, 10 minutes more of possession, but the Saints only lead 7-0. And they have way more rushing yards in total yards. As Foreman is taken down shy of the marker, that's going to make it 3rd and 1 for the Panthers. As Carolina's just had nothing going this entire game. Literally absolutely nothing. The offense hasn't done much. The defense has carried this entire game. That's the only... If the defense was not here today, then it would not be 7-0. Oh, man. They've had 137 rushing yard differential in their wins and losses. That's the most since the 1985 Colts. As on 3rd and 1, it's a QB sneak for Sam Darnold, and he's going to extend the drive with a first down for the Carolina Panthers. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Panthers looking to finally get some points on the board here on this drive. Maybe even a Pinheiro field goal. But anything would work. As I'm not sure what the long hold up. Okay, here we go. Sam Darnold is 1 for 4 for 2 yards passing. Carolina, that's their second first down of the game. The Saints have 11, but the passing game needs to get somewhere if Carolina wants to score at all in this game. And here's a play action. Darnold looking, and nothing is available. Rolling to his right. Got to do something. Sam Darnold now rolling to his left. Rolling receivers all over the place. Is this a highlight play? It is not a highlight play, but Sam Darnold's going to get 5 yards after he nearly lost 10 or 15. And we are going to take that every single day possible. What a play by Sam Darnold. Not taking the sack into the play action there with Chuba Hubbard. Started rolling to his left, now to his right. Nothing available. Decides to go to the other side of the field. See if he could just run it if nobody's going to be available. And he just takes off. He's able to pick up positive yardage. And that's going to make it 2nd and 7 for Carolina. Under 5 minutes now to go in the first half. That's Darnold's second run of the game. He's got 6 yards rushing. But he's still 1 for 4 with 2 yards passing. If there's a run for Foreman, D'Onta Foreman is going to fight his way before he's taken down just shy of the marker, gain of 5 to 6 yards, and make it 3rd and short for Carolina. And this is another humongous 3rd down play for the Panthers if they want to at least get points on the board. They're literally, man, down 7-0 is not fun. Foreman so far today has 7 rushing attempts for 31 yards, averaging 4 yards per rush. And now 3rd and 2 for Carolina, looking to capitalize off their defense, giving up a 4th and 1 stop. Carolina is 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. Can they pick it up here? Under 4 minutes now. Play clock is at 2. Darnold throws. It is caught by Tommy Tremble, and he's going to pick up the first down, a gain of 2 yards to the trusty tight end out of Notre Dame. And the Carolina Panthers are going to extend the drive once again. So I like this play call. They go play action to Chuba Hubbard to the left side. Tommy Tremble. Try and see what opens up on the outside. They find Tremble for short yardage, but it's enough to extend the drive. So 3:30 to go in the first half. Carolina has 4 passing yards. That's Darnold's second completion of the game. The offense has been completely dead. They need to get something going. Something down the field would help a lot right now for Carolina. 1st and 10. Screen pass to DJ Moore, and that's incomplete, but flags are thrown. This could be going against Carolina. So we'll have to see what this is. Maybe a false start on the Panthers, and it is an offsides on the Saints. Okay, it's interesting. That's going to make it 1st and 5 for Carolina, so the screen pass to DJ Moore won't even matter. It's offsides on New Orleans. And it's called on Granderson of the New Orleans Saints. Number 97. It's not saying on here. I know that it was Granderson. Carl Granderson, 4-year guide of Wyoming. 1st and 5 into New Orleans territory. Foreman on the run. He's got nowhere to go. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be second down and mid once again for Carolina's. Deontay Foreman just cannot find the open hole, and he's getting frustrated about it. So we are down to the final 3 minutes in the first half. We will have the Carolina Cast live postgame in a couple hours. The Carolina Cast live halftime show coming up next here on the Carolina Cast. So stay tuned for that. Once clocks hit 0, we'll take a commercial break. We'll come back and get straight to the stats and everything that happened in the first half. As it's 2nd and 4, they're going to hand it off to Foreman. Deontay Foreman taken down just shy of the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and short. This would be a long field goal for Eddie Pinheiro. But if you're Carolina, are they going to snap it one more time before the 2-minute warning there? It looks like they're just going to let the clock wind down. It does not look like Carolina wants to force anything until the 2-minute warning. And I think that's what Carolina is going to do. So the Panthers trail the Saints 7-0 is your score. We are at the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans. The Carolina Panthers trail the New Orleans Saints 7-0 is the score. Final 2 minutes to go in this first half. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. We nearly just missed that 3rd down play. 3rd and 2, a run for Chuba. Did he get it? Nearly missed it, but it looks like he got it. Look at it one more time. Yeah, I think he got it. He got it. First down for Carolina. All 3 timeouts, 90 seconds to spare. That's Chuba Hubbard's 3rd run of the game, as they need to get some couple more first downs, get in a field goal range, maybe even find the end zone before halftime. But Carolina is still running the ball. Chuba Hubbard picks up 8 yards. They're probably going to continue to go hurry up here. Clock is still running, but the Panthers are not in a hurry up formation. They are just letting the clock wind down. This is kind of interesting. I don't know what they're doing. 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. They are going a little hurry up. They're going with the tempo. Under 1 minute to go in the first half. Darnold. It is a pass play. Dumps it short, incomplete, looking for Chuba Hubbard. deflected away by what looks like. Was it deflected away? I think it was. Shy Tuttle, fourth-year guy of Tennessee, able to knock it away. They tried to get it to Chuba Hubbard, but it wouldn't have mattered because Demario Davis got him on the ground before he had a chance to catch it. So now you've got a 3rd and 3. You are just barely in field goal range for Pinheiro, but you'd want to pick up this first down. Carolina still has all 3 timeouts. So if you do pick up this first down, you are in a better position to score. They are going to run it with Chuba Hubbard, and this is going to work for the first down to the 30. I think this is where you use your first timeout, and that's what Steve Wilks is going to do. Chuba Hubbard picks up the first down, and the Panthers are going to use that first timeout. They'll have 2 more remaining. That is a smart move by Steve Wilks. I didn't like the run play at first. I thought it was a little bit too risky, but it's able to work. They didn't force the pass because Steve Wilks know they've been struggling with that all game long. And man, what a play by Kenny Pickett. I don't know if the Steelers got the first down or not. A timeout taken. We're going to go on commercial break, and then we'll be back. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast.
Arian Smith left alone, and Georgia strikes quickly. Touchdown, A.D. Mitchell. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive. Left alone, and Georgia strikes quickly. Touchdown, A.D. Mitchell. It's on the way. No good. He hooked it. And Georgia is going to survive.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are still waiting for the game to return. The Panthers are trailing the Saints 7-0, but Carolina is driving here with 54 seconds to go in the first half. Actually, I believe 48. Yeah, 48 seconds. They used their first timeout after picking up a crucial 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down. They are in clear field goal range for Eddie Pinheiro, but you know that Steve Wilks and the Panthers want to get more than just a field goal, take some momentum into the second half, because I believe the Saints did have the ball to start the first half. So Carolina gets the football first in the second half, starting from the New Orleans 30. Darnold rolling to his left, looking to do something, lobs it into the air and incomplete. Intended target was Tommy Tremble. Clock stops with 40 seconds, and it's 2nd and 10. As man, this is not going to cut it. Sam Darnold, 2 for 6 for 4 yards, is not going to cut it. Somehow, some way, the Carolina Panthers are still in this game. And actually now, 2 for 7 for 4 yards. I don't know how we're still in this game. But man, Darnold's going to need to have a much better second half, because that stat line is just outrageous. As Carolina's ran the ball 10 times on this drive, 3 passing plays for Carolina. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Play clock is at 3. Darnold looking, firing into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. And he's to the 30, to the 40, down the sideline, taken down. The Panthers were in field goal range, and Darnold tried to force it into the end zone, and he gets picked off by the Honey Badger. Oh my God, this team. Wow. Darnold did that was unneeded. He hasn't done anything right this entire game. He forces a pass into double coverage looking for DJ Moore, and it gets easily intercepted by Tyrann Mathieu. Wow. And he brings it out to good field positioning. So the Saints have an opportunity. They have all 3 timeouts in 27 seconds, a chance to score. But man, Sam Darnold's stat line is 2 for 7 for 4 yards and an interception. But there is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. This is the second injured player down for the Panthers in this game. It's Austin Corbett. It's another offensive lineman for the Carolina Panthers that is down. Brady Christian went down in the first quarter. Now Austin Corbett is down. We're going to go on commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to see if I can find some Brady Christian news, and then we'll see if Austin Corbett is okay. But Sam Darnold and the Panthers were in field goal range. Darnold forces a pass into the end zone that gets intercepted. And unfortunately, the Saints are not going to have an opportunity to add on to their points as Darnold is 2 for 7 for 4 yards and an interception in this game. We're going on commercial break. When we come back, we are going to finish up this first half. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. We're back here, 1st and 10. Dalton takes a shot downfield, and it's nearly intercepted right back. So it had been back-to-back interceptions by both teams. Xavier Woods was there to read. But we'll go back to that last play. Darnold, he saw DJ Moore. It wasn't that bad of a play. That was just an amazing read by the Honey Badger coming from Kansas City. He's on the other side of the field. He sees Darnold is looking at DJ Moore. He knows DJ Moore is the prime target on this Panthers offense. He starts shifting towards Moore and is able to get that interception. It's now 2nd and 10 for the Saints. 21 seconds to go in the first half. Dalton throws over the middle. It is caught. This is a 1st down and more, taken down at the Carolina 39. And the Saints used their first timeout as the pass was caught by Jawan Johnson, 3rd-year guy out of Oregon. And the Saints are able to use that first timeout. They're going to have 2 more remaining. Will Lutz has missed a 44-yard field goal in this game. And the Saints tried to go for it on 4th and 1 at the Carolina 21 and did not get it. Alvin Kamara was stuffed up in the backfield. So the Saints have had some missed opportunities, but Jawan Johnson and Andy Dalton connect to put them back in field goal range, give Will Lutz a redemption opportunity, and try and get some points before halftime. But the Saints, they still have a small chance of getting into the end zone too. New Orleans have had 220 total yards of offense. Carolina with only 60. Carolina 4 passing yards. New Orleans with 111. 16 seconds. The Saints have all 2 timeouts. They can make it a 2-touchdown lead before halftime. Dalton, sideline. It is caught. Chris Olave, he's got a 1st down and more. He fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Xavier Woods. Down the sideline. Woods, where can he go? Taken down, and 3 seconds are on the clock. Wow. And once again, the 3rd missed opportunity for the Saints to score as Chris Olave just tried to do too much. He made the catch, got past CJ Henderson, then Henderson able to come back, force the fumble, and Xavier Woods recovers it inbounds, goes down the sideline. Wow. What a turn of events. And Xavier Woods takes it up to the Carolina 49, just shy of midfield, 3 seconds. I mean, this is clearly not field goal range. So what do you try and take a super long field goal with Pinheiro? It is the last play of the first half. You could go for the Hail Mary. There's 3 seconds. You don't have much to lose right here. That's the first turnover of this. Well, now both teams have a turnover. because Carolina just threw a pick, and then it looks like they're going to go Hail Mary. 3 seconds. This is the last play of the first half. Darnold 2 for 8, 4 yards and an interception. Can they get one miracle play before halftime? Darnold, and he's just going to take a sack, and that's going to take us to the half. So nothing happens after the Xavier Woods forced fumble, or CJ Henderson forced fumble recovered by Xavier Woods. We go to halftime. The Carolina Panthers trail the New Orleans Saints 7-0 is the score, as the only points of this game came on opening drive for New Orleans, who scored a Chris Olave touchdown, but the Saints have had 3 missed opportunities. They missed a 44-yard field goal. They went for it on 4th and 1 and didn't get it. And just now, they were in field goal range after getting an interception off Sam Darnold, get into field goal range. They're unable to score as Chris Olave fumbles it away. As we're going to go on commercial break, it is halftime at the Caesars Superdome. When we come back, we are going to have the full Carolina Cast halftime show. You are watching live on none other than the Carolina Cast. What's going on, everybody? As the New Orleans Saints lead the Carolina Panthers 7-0 at halftime. Let's go ahead and check out some of the stats from this game. It's not very fun for Panthers fans. So here we go. Sam Darnold is 2 for 8, 4 yards, and an interception, and I'm not joking. Probably one of the worst halftime stat lines I have seen in my entire life. Deontay Foreman, 9 carries for 35 yards, and Terrace Marshall, 1 reception for 2 yards. Andy Dalton, on the other hand, is 9 for 14, 125 yards and a touchdown. Alvin Kamara has 14 carries for 74 yards. And Chris Olave has 3 receptions for 46 yards and a receiving touchdown, which is the game's only score. Carolina only has 60 total yards of offense, while the Saints have 234. Both teams have 1 turnovers. Both teams tied for the turnover margin. Carolina has 5 first downs, New Orleans with 12. New Orleans had 17 minutes of possession, Carolina only 13. Man, what a rough game. I can look at the full box score right here for the Carolina Panthers. Chuba Hubbard is 5 carries for 22 yards. The only people that have catches are Terrace Marshall and Tommy Tremble. Terrace Marshall has 1 reception for 2 yards, and Tommy Tremble has 1 reception for 2 yards. DJ Moore has been targeted twice, but he's not got a catch. And look at the fumbles. Xavier Woods has recovered a fumble for Carolina. Chris Olave lost that fumble. Then Tyrann Mathieu has an interception off of Sam Darnold. Will Lutz has missed a field goal in this game. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The Saints lead 7-0 at halftime, but it should be a completely different score. First things first, Will Lutz missed a 44-yard field goal, which could have given them a 10-0 lead. Then they try to go for it on 4th and 1. They don't get it. Let's say they kick another field goal, 13-0. And then right before halftime, Chris Olave just tries to do too much by staying inbounds and trying to get a better field positioning. He fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Xavier Woods. That's 3 field goals off the board by the Saints. One of them was attempted and missed. 2 of them weren't even attempted because the offense kind of sold it away. The Panthers do get the football to start the second half, but they literally have 0 momentum. Sam Darnold is 2 for 8 for 4 yards and an interception. That is the worst quarterback stat line I've ever seen at halftime, especially in the NFL. He has 4 passing yards. Dalton has 125 at halftime, which is, I don't want to say normal. That's a little much for halftime. That is a lot, but it is kind of normal. Darnold has 4 passing yards. Come on. Man, Terrace Marshall has 1 catch. Tommy Tremble has 1 catch, and that's it. Let's see who Andy Dalton has passed the ball to in this game. You want to see the difference. Chris Olave, 3 receptions, 46 yards, a touchdown. Rashid Shaheed, 3 receptions, 34 yards. David Johnson, 1 reception for 21 yards. Jawan Johnson, 1 reception for 21 yards. And Alvin Kamara, 1 reception for 3 yards. And then both defenses, Carolina's defense has been the story of this game, pretty much. It's the only reason the Panthers are in it right now. Their defense has stepped up time and time again. They forced the fumble. Josh Allen threw a very bad interception. Dang. But, just forcing the ball on that one play by Darnold was wrong. Shouldn't have done that at all, man. As I want to go ahead and say, if you are watching live on YouTube right now, please feel free to subscribe, as we are on the road to get to 400 subscribers before the end of January. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. We are 70 away from hitting our goal for the month. And then also tomorrow, the 2023 College Football National Championship game with number 1 Georgia and number 3 TCU will be live on the Carolina Cast at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Kickoff at 7:30. We are going to be taking down the hype up video that we posted a day ago just to fix some bugs and just to fix some bugs and things from the video. I don't know if you guys viewers had any problems, but I just feel like it is a little laggy. It can look a little better. That's what I'm really trying to say. I'm going to try and upload it to my computer so we can get 4K on it. That'd be our first 4K video. So we got really to see that. Let's get the views back up once we take it down after the stream today. So it's already at 216 views, which is pretty good. Second most views we've had in a video before. So we're gonna put it back up after. For now, I feel like it can be better. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh man, it's the Bengals. We're gonna take a look around the league, shall we? As in our game, the Saints lead the Panthers 7-0. If we look at some other games, the Buccaneers lead the Falcons at halftime 17-10. The Bills and the Patriots are tied at 14 at halftime. The Vikings and the Bears. The Vikings lead the Bears 19-6 or 16-6. Hold on. Might be 16-6. I don't think they got that last second field goal off in time. 16-6. Yeah. Two, one. Oh, they got it out just in time. I don't know. It's kind of close. The Bengals lead the Ravens 24-7. The Texans lead the Colts 17-7, and then the Jets and Dolphins are tied at 3. And Pittsburgh leads Cleveland 10-7 as well. Then some other games today. The Chargers will take on the Broncos. The Giants will take on the Eagles. Cardinals taking on the Niners. Rams, Seahawks. Cowboys, Commanders. I actually have a friend from school going to that game. Then Sunday Night Football with the Lions and the Packers. Both teams are 8-8. That's a humongous game. That's what is up. Oh, you're watching. Yeah, hopefully we'll actually be on, Fox or ESPN one day. But yeah, you're watching the live stream on TV. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the Texans have a 17-7 lead over the Colts. I mean, we all know. I'm keep pounding, of course. We all know the Panthers are just playing this game for pride. But Sam Darnold guys, this is an insane stat line. He's 2 for 8 passing for 4 yards and an interception. That is absurd. I cannot wrap my head around that. I don't know how that is possible. So Darnold better get it together here in the second half. Wow, it's already time for the third quarter. Time flies, huh? I mean, I can't say the Panthers are having fun, but I'm having fun on the stream talking to you guys. It is time for the second half to start. The Carolina Panthers are going to receive the second half kickoff. They were unable to get any points on the board in the first half. So let's see if they can get anything going in the second half. Let's keep pounding, boys. Let's see if we can get this comment section going here in the second half as well. Cannot believe the score. Yeah, the Texans have a 17-7 lead. Yeah, man. Let's see. Carolina, can they get something going? Just maybe. Will Lutz is gonna kick it off. I don't know where we're coming from halftime so quick. It's kind of a quick comeback to halftime. I mean, I guess it is week 18 and both of these teams are playing for nothing, so just go ahead and get the game over with. Am I right? Anyways, time for the second half to begin here in New Orleans with the Saints and the Panthers. As Will Lutz is going to kick it away for New Orleans. And we are underway to start the second half. As this is going to be brought out of the end zone by Blackshear. Raheem Blackshear is only going to get up to about the 15 or 16-yard line. Absolutely nowhere to go. Yeah, man. I mean, we go 7-10. That's a pretty decent record. I think that helps out Steve Wilkes' job security with the Carolina Panthers. But if we do lose this game, we go 6-11. We do get a better draft pick. Maybe we are interested in CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I am, especially just looking at this stat line from Sam Darnold makes me so confused and curious on how it's even possible. So, I mean, I'd like to have CJ Stroud or Bryce Young on the roster next year. So here we go. To start the second half, the final 30 minutes of Panthers football of this season. Darnold rolling to his right, and it's incomplete. Had to get it out. Had nowhere to go. He's now 2 for 9 for 4 yards and an interception. Might be one of the worst stat lines you'll ever see. Oh, man. Cannot believe it. As the Ravens-Bengals game is a pretty much blowout. Ravens doing all they can to stay in it, though. They trail 24-7. It's an absolute blowout. If you're watching on YouTube right now, please feel free to subscribe. We're on the road to 400 subscribers before the end of January. 2nd and 10. A run play for Deontay Foreman to the outside. He's got the first down and more. Down the sideline. Breaking tackles. Gets out of bounds. The run game looking good for the Carolina Panthers. Their first rushing attempt of the second half is a big gainer of 21 yards from Deontay Foreman and a Carolina Panther first down to extend the drive. Maybe the run game is the key for this rest of the game. Let's see if Carolina can utilize the run game in the correct way. Let's see if they're able to put up points on the board with it. So now it's a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. DJ Moore waved in motion. Now it looks like he's going to go block, and they're going to run it with Foreman, and that's what they do. Deontay Foreman breaking tackles, and he's going to pick up the first down into New Orleans territory. What a start of the second half for Deontay Foreman. And the Panthers on a little roll right now. As the tackle was made for New Orleans by Sorensen. Daniel Sorensen, the defensive back from BYU. But Carolina, after 3 plays, are in New Orleans territory. Deontay Foreman has 11 rushing attempts for 67 yards. He's averaging 6 rushing yards per attempt. He's going to take a quick break. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. 1st and 10 to the left side. Hubbard, he cuts it back. Chuba Hubbard staying on his feet and gets a nice gain to make it 2nd and short for the Panthers. And the run game is carrying football for the Panthers down the field. So now they got a 2nd and short. I'm looking at the AFC playoff picture. The Chiefs have already clinched the first round bye week because that Bills-Bengals game got postponed due to Damar Hamlin's collapse. I mean, I just cannot believe the Bills on their first play back since his collapse was a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown by Nyheim Hines. Can't get a better story from God than that. 2nd and 3 for Carolina. Chuba Hubbard remains in the backfield. Screen pass to Laviska Shenault. And Chenault's going to pick up the first down and get to the New Orleans 35. And the Panthers are rolling to start this second half. I mean, they need to roll right now, and they're finally finding a rhythm. That's Shenault with the catch before he's taken down. So it's a 1st and 10. I think Foreman might be able to come on the field now. Shenault gets taken off. Steve Wilkes, proud to see how this team's doing so far. Hopefully they don't turn it over the last time they got in this situation. Now it's 1st and 10. Deontay Foreman is back at the running back position. And it is 1st and 10 for the Carolina Panthers. Run it to the right side with Foreman. And he is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Just maybe gained a yard. Under 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. We have a fight. We have a fight with Deontay Foreman and Marcus Davenport. We have punches thrown. Deontay Foreman is taking punches with the refs. And oh my goodness. Marcus Davenport, defensive edge for the Saints, and Deontay Foreman get into it. I think Foreman just called him a little B. Wow. I'm going to need to see this again. It was after the tackle. I think Davenport might have said something to Foreman. Foreman didn't like it. They started getting into it. And then Davenport hits Foreman in the helmet, and then Foreman comes back and pushes Davenport. So I think Davenport made the first move on it. So I think the flag might go against him, but Foreman made a more aggressive punch. And did Foreman just get kicked out of the game? I guess we'll have to see what the penalty is, but wow. Multiple flags are down. Foreman they have to find a way to sort this out because Davenport made the first move and then Foreman made the second. But Foreman's move was way more aggressive. Steve Wilkes trying to calm him down on the sideline right now. He's just saying, don't worry about it. You just need to calm down. And Steve Wilkes is trying to say, don't worry about it. Just calm down. Don't take out your anger like that. Because, I mean, this would be tough for Carolina. And even Ian Thomas got into it. You saw Foreman punch Davenport in the face, literally on his helmet. Then Foreman gets pushed to the ground. Wow. Okay. So we got the ruling. Marcus Davenport and Deontay Foreman have both been disqualified. Wow. And Foreman is furious. He's fired up. Dang, that is a humongous loss. Crap. Foreman started off the second half so good, and he just got tossed from the game. Dang, man. Wow. I can't believe that just happened. Well, okay. I guess Carolina's got to find another offensive rhythm. It's going to have to be Chuba Hubbard unless he starts throwing punches. 2nd and 10, and Hubbard is going to get a gainer of 6 yards before he's taken down. And Deontay Foreman is not finished. He is pointing at the sideline right now. He is not done. He's making sure that the refs can hear him. I kind of like it. I like the energy coming from Foreman. He needs to get the team hyped up right now. But wow. I mean, I think it was more on Davenport. The only reason Foreman got kicked out is because I think he punched Davenport a little bit too hard. And it was on the helmet, so you could see the contact, everything. But if he didn't do that, I think Foreman would have been just fine. Under 11 minutes to go in the third. Biggest play of the game. 3rd and 5. Darnold in trouble. Backpedals, throws. It is caught for the first down to DJ Moore. And the Panthers are in the red zone for the first time in this game. And Sam Darnold finally putting up a pretty decent stat line here. He's now 4 for 11. I'll let Fox update it real quick, or I could just check on here, actually. He's 4 for 11 for 22 yards and an interception. I know that's still a terrible stat line, but it's much better than how it was. As Marcus Davenport is walking into the Saints locker room furious. And then we already saw Deontay Foreman on the sideline not having it. As now it's 1st and 10. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. Panthers in the red zone for the first time today. Chuba Hubbard on the run, breaking tackles, and he's taken down after a gain of 6 yards at the New Orleans 13 to make it 2nd and 4 for Carolina. And 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. As Sam Ehlinger, bro, he threw a dime down the field for Paris Campbell. What a throw by Ehlinger. Former quarterback for Texas University. And a pretty nice run by Chuba Hubbard. Gain of 6 yards makes it 2nd and 4 at the New Orleans 13. Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Carolina looking to get into the end zone. Another run. Chuba Hubbard breaking tackles, taken down just shy of the marker. That's going to be 3rd and 1 for Carolina. 9:30 to go in the third. With Deontay Foreman being out for the rest of the game, Marcus Davenport being out for the Saints, Carolina's going to have to rely on Chuba Hubbard and maybe even Raheem Blackshear to step up, because we know that Carolina's run game is what has given them a good record this season, especially when Darnold has his downfalls like today. This current drive has gone on for the past 6 minutes throughout this second half. 10 plays, 71 yards. Carolina does not want it to end right here. 3rd and 1 for the Panthers. Laviska Shenault and Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. And they hand it off. Chuba Hubbard picks up the first down. 1st and goal for the Panthers at the New Orleans 9. Chuba Hubbard starting to carry the offense down the field, just like Deontay Foreman was doing on this drive before he was disqualified from the contest after him and Marcus Davenport started throwing punches. So here we go. 1st and goal for Carolina, under 8:30 to go in the third quarter. Deontay Foreman had 67 total yards. The rest of the team has 66 right now, and Foreman is ejected. So that's why I'm saying it is humongous for Carolina that he's out of the game. As there's Cam Jordan, he's able to stuff up Chuba Hubbard, bring him down by contact for a loss of a yard. And that's going to make it 2nd and goal from the 10, as he was not actually brought down. It was just brought down by contact. Oh, man. They are in clear field goal range for Pinheiro, but you know that if you're Steve Wilkes, you've lost, pretty much your best offensive source of the entire game in Deontay Foreman. You're going to need to capitalize when you're given opportunities like this. 2nd and goal from the 10. Hubbard remains in the backfield. Darnold, they're going to try and run that option back in college, and Hubbard is breaking tackles. He gets to the 3-yard line, a gain of 7 yards. It is 3rd and goal at the 3 for the Carolina Panthers, given a big opportunity to capitalize. Let's look at it again. This is that option run that they do in college a lot, where Hubbard is able to break 3 tackles before he's finally brought down. 3rd and goal at the 3, the biggest play of the game for both of these teams. The Panthers looking to get into the end zone for the first time this entire game. Finally looking to get points for the first time in the entire game. 3rd and goal from the 3. Darnold, read option, and he's going to get into the end zone. The ball came out. But did Carolina recover? Darnold, it looked like he got in the end zone. He fumbled, and it looks like Carolina recovers. We'll have to check it again. Let's see. Darnold breaking tackles, lost control of the ball, he might have been down just short, though. If he did regain control of the ball. If the ball is out, then it was recovered in the end zone, then that could be a touchdown. But that ball was out. It looks like somebody for the Carolina Panthers recovered it, though. Looks like Michael Jordan, the 4th-year guy of Ohio State, recovered it, and he did. So the Carolina Panthers get into the end zone for the first time in this game as Pinheiro knocks through the extra point. And how about that? Deontay Foreman gets ejected for throwing punches. Him and Marcus Davenport get out of the contest. But Sam Darnold and the team to put themselves on the back. Darnold gets into the end zone. He fumbles. But how about that? The GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, recovers for the Carolina Panthers for the touchdown. We're tied at 7. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Michael Jordan just scored a touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. Oh my goodness. So Darnold, they pulled with the read option. Darnold tries to get in. He fumbles it. But Michael Jordan recovers the touchdown for the Carolina Panthers. Wow. The GOAT himself comes out of nowhere and recovers a Carolina Panther touchdown. We are tied at 7 here in New Orleans. How about the big man fumble recovery touchdown by the GOAT himself of basketball, Michael Jordan? So now we're tied at 7. The Panthers are right back in it right after Foreman got ejected. And it's time to see, hey, can Carolina capitalize now on defense? Yes, Michael Jordan. It's kind of obvious. That's his first career touchdown, which is kind of obvious from being an offensive line. Michael Jordan's first career touchdown. And it won't be the last, I'll tell you that. 1st and 10, play action. Dalton rolling to his right. He throws. It is caught by Traquan Smith. And a big hit by Josh Norman is going to make it 2nd down for the Saints. That was a pretty big hit by Norman. It's going to make it 2nd and short. Maybe 2nd and medium for the Saints. And Andy Dalton is going to come off the field, which means Taysom Hill is stepping onto the field. As I'm looking at this Patriots-Bills game, 3rd and 1 for New England. Mac Jones looking to throw, and it is nearly intercepted by Tremaine Edmonds. He was looking for Jacoby Myers. It's 4th and 1 in that game. Maybe the Patriots go for it. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Taysom Hill is going to take it himself. He's got the left side. Josh Norman, he's going to bring him down. Josh Norman's 2nd straight tackle is going to make it 3rd down for the Saints. 2 straight tackles for the 3-time Pro Bowler. And now it's going to be 3rd down for New Orleans. And in 2nd 11 in this Dolphins-Jets game, this is Raheem Mostert on the end around. He breaking tackles taken down by Sauce Gardner. And the Dolphins are in the red zone. And now here we go. Patriots going for it on 4th and 1. Mac Jones throws over the middle. It is caught for a 1st down to Hunter Henry, the former LA Charger. And now 3rd and 3 for the Saints. Can the Panthers defense get a humongous defensive stop? Play clock is at 2. It is at 1. They get it off. Dalton looking. He's in trouble. Rolling to his right. Throws, and it is incomplete. Great defense by Jeremy Chin, as that would have been a catch if Chin did not come over there and make a hit. It's going to be 4th down, and the Saints go 3 and out. The Panthers defense steps up big time, as Dalton saw a wide open Chris Olave, but Dalton didn't see him in time, and Chris Olave was able to get over there and make the play. So now 4th and 3. Blake Gillian to bunt it away for the New Orleans Saints. Should make it Carolina football. They can take the lead with the score. We're tied at 7 here in New Orleans. Gillian punts it away. Andre Roberts to return for Carolina. And he's just going to let this one go into the end zone. And the Panthers will start from their own 20-yard line. So here we go. Tied at 7 here in New Orleans. The Panthers now have the momentum as they look to take the lead when they get the ball back. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back, everybody. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We are tied at 7 here in New Orleans. The Panthers have the ball starting from their own 20-yard line. If you're watching live on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. We're on the road to 400 subscribers before the end of January. And if you're on Twitch, go ahead, follow us there for all the live streams we have on the channel. Now, back to the game. We're going to run it up the gut with what looked like Raheem Blackshear, might have been Chuba Hubbard. And kind of hard to tell. Looks like Chuba Hubbard, and it is. Chuba Hubbard picks up a yard, maybe taken down just shy of the first down marker. Or shy of the, not the first down marker, the line of scrimmage. Chuba Hubbard's going to come off the field. It means Raheem Blackshear, someone else is going to have to come on because Deontay Foreman was ejected from the game the drive ago for the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold, 4 for 11, 22 yards and interceptions is a terrible stat line, but Carolina's found a way to get back into this game. As here's Raheem Blackshear's first run of the day, and once again, the Panthers get stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like Blackshear might have gained a yard on the run, as that's Pete Werner who made the tackle. And it's going to be 3rd and 10, maybe 3rd and 9. I think Blackshear might have gained a yard on the rookie out of Virginia Tech. Is it 3rd and 9? Yes, it is. 3rd and 9 for the Panthers. They're going to be forced to throw it here. Let's see if Darnold, he's been struggling all game long. Can he finally step up for the Carolina Panthers? Carolina is 6 for 10 on 3rd down today. And they're just going to run it up the gut, and this is not going to work. I didn't like the play call at all. It's 3rd and 9, and they just run it. I know Steve Wilkes, he knows that Darnold's been struggling in the past game, try and see if the Saints get called off court, but that's still a 9-yard gain that you have to get to extend the drive. They don't get it, so now Carolina goes 3 and out as well. They have to get the ball right back to New Orleans. And the Dolphins attempting a 37-yard field goal to give themselves the lead, and Jason Sanders knocks it through. The Dolphins go up 6-3. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Johnny Hekker out once again on a 4th and 2. He's going to boot it away to Rashid Shaheed. As the play clock is at 2, it's at 1. They just barely get it off. And Hekker is going to punt this one all the way to about the 26, 27-yard line. Shaheed calls a fair catch, and that's where the Saints are going to start their next drive. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Both teams come up empty on their last offensive drives. Let's see if the Panthers defense can keep it up. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. We are tied at 7 here in New Orleans. Here we go. Tied at 7. New Orleans have the ball now. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. The Panthers defense has played amazing ever since giving up that touchdown on opening drive, but that doesn't mean they're going to be perfect forever. 1st and 10, a run play for Alvin Kamara. He's going to get a gain of 7 to 8 yards before he's taken down by Josh Norman. And it's going to be 2nd and short for the Saints. So the game tied at 7. Carolina has obviously played terrible offense to somehow have 7 points on the board. And the Saints have played great offense, and they somehow only have 7 points on the board. So kind of opposites. And we find ourselves tied at 7. 2nd and 2 for the Saints in this low-scoring battle. Taysom Hill is back on the field for New Orleans. And they're going to hand this off to Kamara. Alvin Kamara fighting his way, and he might have been just short. It could be 3rd and inches, or he barely picked up the first down, and they're going to say he got it. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Just barely, Alvin Kamara is able to extend the drive. You know, it'd either be a 1st and 10 or like a 3rd and inches. And no, they're actually going to say 3rd and 1 now. Not even 3rd and inches. So they're ruling him just short. 3rd and 1 for New Orleans. And let's see, can the Saints somehow pick this? Can they pick this up, or can the Panthers somehow get a stop right here? It's a QB sneak, and I don't think he got there. Dalton gets pushed back. He looks like he might have lost yardage. Let's see. He has to pick up the first down. He takes the snap. Might have had it right there, but then gets pushed back. Amir Barno, the 5th-round pick out of Penn State, might have just made the biggest play of his career right there, if that was not a first down. I'll have to wait for they're going to bring the sticks out here. This is very close. It is like this close. Did he get it or not? Andy Dalton is short. 4th and like an inch or 2. Wow. It is 4th and like 2 inches. Literally, I'm not joking. Maybe even less than an inch, like a centimeter or something, man. That's literally this close from being a first down. So now if you're New Orleans, do you go for it right here? This is 4th and inches. This isn't just 4th and 1 or 2. This is 4th and inches. Taysom Hill and the Saints are staying on the field. If somehow the Panthers can get a stop, they obviously have to make this what they did with Alvin Kamara, or force them for a loss, because even a positive yard will probably be a first down. Are the Saints challenging? And the Saints have challenged. Wow. Okay. How about that? The Saints challenge. I did not think that'd be a challenge type play. Okay. We're going to go on commercial break. When we come back, we're going to see if this challenge is successful or not. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. mean, I've been paying attention to this Bills game all game long. Nyheim Hines just got his second kickoff return touchdown. First one was on the first kickoff of the game, 96 yards. Second one for 101 yards. Wow. Unbelievable. The Saints challenge and the call gets reversed, so it is a first down for New Orleans. So here we go. 1st and 10 because they did pick it up on 3rd and 1. 3 receivers lined up on the right and Alvin Kamara in the backfield. There is no way Nyheim Hines has 2 kickoff return touchdowns. That is insane. Kamara on the run, he gets a good amount of yards to make it 2nd down and mid. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Tied at 7 here in New Orleans. As we'll likely have one more play before we end this 3rd quarter. So this is good blocking by the Saints. Is that an illegal? That looked like an illegal Oh, bro. Dang. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. Kamara has 86 rushing yards on 17 attempts. Dalton to throw. It's caught by Chris Olave, but what a tackle by C.J. Henderson, making sure that Olave does not get that first down. And it's going to be 3rd and short. Coming up for the Saints, they're going to snap it before the end of the 3rd quarter. They're going to take it to the 4th. And it looks like the Saints just want to go to the 4th quarter. And that is exactly what they're going to do. It is going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Saints. When we come back, there were ejections, punches thrown in the 3rd quarter in this heated NFC South rival match. The Panthers and the Saints tied at 7 going to the final quarter of football and the final quarter of the Carolina Panthers season here on Carolina Cast. 3rd and 1 coming up. You are watching live on none other than the Carolina Cast. Welcome back to the Carolina Cast. It is the final 15 minutes of the Carolina Panthers season, so let's soak it in together. It's a 3rd and 2 for the Saints. Man, it sucks. The last 15 minutes of Panthers football for the 2022-2023 season. Taysom Hill is stopped short of the first down marker. Armare Barno and Marquise Haynes with the tackle. It's 4th down and 2. And now do the Saints go for it again What are they going to do? So Andy Dalton tries to pass it to Taysom Hill, and they're unable to get that first down. Let's see what the Saints are going to do. It's 4th and 2, maybe even 4th and 3. Taysom Hill might have lost a yard. Oh, they actually said he gained a yard. Wow, I did not see that. 4th and 1, they're going for it. Biggest play of the game. I formation. Looks like a QB sneak, but it looks like somebody might have jumped on the Panthers. It looks like somebody jumped on the Panthers or the Saints. Somebody definitely jumped. And it's encroachment on Derek Brown. Oh, dang. The Panthers flinched. And the Saints extend the drive. Dang it, man. Wow. Under 14 minutes to go. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to the left side for Alvin Kamara. And he breaks a tackle, tries to go to the other side of the field, and he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. There is a flag down in the backfield where Kamara started. This could be against New Orleans. And it's going to be holding on the offense to make it 1st and 20. Panthers will accept the penalty as it wasn't where Kamara was going to get anywhere. He went left and then cut back right. As the holding penalty is going to go against Adam Trotman, the third-year member out of Dayton University. Called for the 10-yard holding penalty, make it 1st and 20 for the New Orleans Saints. 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. If you're watching right now on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. We are trying to hit 400 before the end of January. Now 1st and 20, New Orleans backed up into their own territory. Blitz coming. New Orleans picks it up. Dalton takes a shot. 2 Carolina Panthers are down the field, and nobody can intercept the ball. Wow. And guys, I don't know how this happened. I was telling you guys earlier, Nyheim Hines has his second kickoff return for a touchdown in this game. This is insane. He had 1 to start the game off. He's got 2 kickoff return touchdowns. Unbelievable. So now it's 2nd and 20 for the Saints. They tried to take a shot on 1st and 20, unable to work. Now 2nd and 20, still have a lot of space to go. They want to pick up this first down. Dalton, with time, throws. It is caught. Olave, the turf monster, gets to him. He's stuck on the ground. It is 3rd down. CJ Henderson brings him down by contact. The turf monster, we've seen it a lot today. It's why Josh Norman gave up a touchdown to Chris Olave where he slipped. And then right there, it kind of caused Olave to go down on a 3rd and 10 where he could have gotten a lot more yards. So now the biggest play of the game up to this point. 13 minutes to go in the Carolina Panthers season. 3rd and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. And the clock is stopped with 12:47. Oh, it's just a glitch. 3rd and 10. Dalton, and there's the sack by Amir Barno, the 5th round pick out of Penn State University, creeping up on Andy Dalton, brings him down, and now Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers offense are going to have an opportunity to give themselves the lead here in the fourth quarter. As Barno just comes off, he gets past the tight end Trotman, and nobody else is there to block. Derek Brown also got in there. But Barno, we've seen him a lot this game. He's starting to break out as that 5th round pick from Penn State and showing himself as a role player on this defense. 12 minutes to go in New Orleans. Blake Gillian boots it away to Andre Roberts. And Roberts is going to call a fair catch at the Carolina 19. And that's where the Panthers will start this next drive. Barno with a humongous sack on Andy Dalton. We are tied at 7 as Sam Darnold and the Panthers have an opportunity to take their first lead of the game. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. guys see what we have below. The breaking news, the Carolina Panthers are set to interview interim head coach Steve Wilks, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich, who was the former head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, for the head coach positioning per Fox Sports News. We're going to talk a lot about that in the postgame show, but we're going to stay tuned. The final 12 minutes of the Panthers season right now on 1st and 10. Chuba Hubbard down the sideline. Gain of 7 to 8 yards, make it 2nd and short for Carolina. But yeah, go back to what I was saying, man. Steve Wilks, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich are all 3 possible people for the job, as they were reportedly by Fox Sports News, will be interviewed by the Carolina Panthers. And I saw yesterday that the Denver Broncos got permission from the New Orleans Saints to interview Sean Payton. So I'm not sure if the Carolina Panthers are going to get an opportunity to interview Sean Payton, but he's going to get an interview with Denver first. So maybe Carolina can get an opportunity with Sean Payton as well. As there's a run for Chuba Hubbard. He is stuffed after a gain of a yard to make it 3rd and short for the Panthers. But it is nice to see that the Panthers are considering Steve Wilks as head coach, just for his 5-6 record as coming in, stepping in with a tough team in a tough position and bringing this team to almost playoff berth. But instead are just going to have to finish off the season either 7-10 or 6-11. 6-11 would give us a better draft position and probably a less chance of Steve Wilks coming back. A win would put us in a worse draft position, probably bring Steve Wilks back. So a lot on the line. Darnold rolling to his left. He is going to take off and run. And Sam Darnold, somehow, some way, he should have gotten sacked, is going to pick up the first down and extend the drive for the Panthers. An amazing play by Darnold. Man, the Bills are just playing their hearts out for Damar Hamlin. Especially Nyheim Hines. 2 kickoff return touchdowns. Insane. And what a play by Sam Darnold, man. Somehow evades the sack, able to roll out and run. And now the final 10 minutes of the Panthers season. 1st and 10. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. And Darnold is going to hand it off to Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard is going to get a gain of a couple yards before he's taken down and make it 2nd and long for the Panthers. Maybe a 2nd and 8. Have to check exactly. It is a 2nd and 7. Gain of 3 yards for Chuba Hubbard. The Bills are driving down the field, but the pass is dropped by Isaiah McKenzie. Josh Allen trying to connect with McKenzie. That's unable to work. So it's 2nd and 10 for the Bills in their game. And the Jets try and tie it up, and they do with a Greg Zuerlein field goal. So the Jets and Dolphins tied at 6, all field goals in that game. 2nd and 7 for Carolina. And Darnold hands it off to Chuba Hubbard. He's going to stumble his way for a couple more yards. And now, after another gain of 3 yards, a 3rd and 4. As the defense on both sides have been insane. Look at Darnold just having to throw the ball away. Gets tipped right there. Forces a throw into the end zone that gets intercepted. And then getting sacked multiple times in this game. Sam Darnold just had no time. And the Bills, I believe, just scored another touchdown. And they did. The Bills have scored another touchdown. They are rolling. Man, they're doing this all for Damar Hamlin. Brown with the touchdown. And now, here we go. 8:30 to go, a 3rd and 4. The biggest play of the game. Darnold rolling to his left, evading the pressure, forces it up, and it's incomplete. No one's available. And Carolina has to punt with 8:22 to go. And a game tied at 7. Just nothing was available downfield. And the Panthers are going to have to punt. They had Shi Smith and Terrace Marshall on the right, DJ Moore on the left, and the Saints were showing blitz. They were able to bring it. The Panthers did all they could to pick it up, but it just wasn't enough. He had Terrace Marshall. He had Terrace Marshall right there for a moment, but Darnold just did not have time in the pocket to deliver it to him. He would have had Terrace Marshall wide open for the first down. Hecker boots it away, and Shaheed calls for it at the 14. 8:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Tied at 7 here in New Orleans as the Saints get the ball next. Let's see if the Panthers defense can keep it up. The final 8 minutes and 16 seconds of both of these teams' seasons as you are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back to the Carolina cast. We are tied at 7 as that was supposed to be earlier. Excuse me. Jeff Bergman, who is the referee for today's game, this is his 30th season as a referee. He's only the 8th ref of all time to be doing this thing for 30 years, as he is retiring after this season. So good for him, man. This might be one of his last games, maybe his last game, unless he does playoffs too. And there's a run for Camaro that is stuffed up, nowhere to go. Marquane McCall with the tackle makes it 2nd and long for New Orleans as Camaro gets stuffed. 8 minutes to go. This game tied at 7. The Saints scored on their opening drive, have not scored since, and the Panthers had one good offensive drive. They scored on a Michael Jordan fumble recovery touchdown after Darnold. They went on that 3rd and goal read option. He couldn't get in the end zone. He fumbled it away, but Michael Jordan was there to recover. And that's how this game is tied at 7. 2nd and 10. Dalton dumps it short. This is caught by Latavius Murray, and he's pushed out of bounds by Shaq Thompson and Frankie Louvu to make it 3rd and short with 7:30 to go. And once again, biggest play of the game at this point. If the Saints are able to pick up the first down, then they can keep taking down Clonk and keep this drive alive. But if the Panthers take over here, they get a stop. They put the ball back in Darnold's hands and seeing they can actually get points on the board. As Skylar Thompson taking a shot downfield, Mike Gesicki first down into Jets territory. Back to our game, 3rd and 3. Dalton throws on the slant, and it's incomplete. It is incomplete. Wow. Andy Dalton saw a wide open man that is dropped. CJ Henderson, lucky that he was not put into the, not really a highlight reel, but was lucky that that was not a catch. As Chris Olave, he had the ball. He just could not hold on to it. That was all on Olave. 4th and 3, and now it's 7 minutes to go. The Saints trade back with the Panthers. Blake Gillian once again to punt it away for the Saints. 7 minutes to go. And this one is sent over to Andre Roberts. And he is going to return this one. Andre Roberts. And he lost the football. Thankfully, Carolina recovers. Yeah, this is what I don't like, man. Andre Roberts was our kick returner last week. He fumbled it. Thankfully, he was down. I just don't like that we switched punt returners because I liked Shi Smith. He was doing a good job. Then Andre Roberts comes back from injury. We decided to put him back there. And then all he's done is just fumbled the ball. And thankfully, we've either been on the ground or we've recovered it. But it's starting to get on my nerves because there's going to be a time where he's not down and we don't recover it. And it's going to be very costly. That would have been very, very costly right there. So we just stop, man. Why is he at punt returner? Anyways, under 7 minutes to go. Tied at 7 here in New Orleans. Sam Darnold has had probably the worst game of his NFL career. But if he can lead this team down the field and get a win, it'd look pretty good for his job next year. 1st and 10. Darnold 4 for 12, 22 yards, and interception. There's a handoff to Hubbard, and Chuba Hubbard goes absolutely nowhere. Loss of 2 yards. Demario Davis with the tackle for a loss, and that's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Saints. As absolutely nothing was available for Hubbard. He did all he could. That's just a big hit by Demario Davis. Bring him down. Has no room to run. So now it's a 2nd and 12 or 13. We'll have to find out in just a moment. 2nd and 12. 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. DJ Moore lined up on the left. Terrace Marshall on the right. Chuba Hubbard is in the backfield. Ian Thomas is blocking at the moment. 2nd and 12. Run to the right side. Chuba Hubbard is going to be able to get a yard back. It's still going to be 3rd and long with 6 minutes to go in this game. This probably is the final 6 minutes of the Panthers season. Will it come out with a win or a loss? We won't know yet. But in the tied game at 7, we've had no offense to somehow be tied in this game. Carolina does not deserve to win this football game. That's all I'll say. Like, not at all. Here we go. 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. And Darnold, he lost the football. He has to pick it up and do something. Sam Darnold's just going to roll out of bounds. As this happened last week against Tampa Bay where he lost the football in the snap. It's It's been very costly. He was not ready for the ball. I think he was. Yeah, no, he wasn't. Looked away once again. Ball got snapped, and all he could do was just run with it. So now it's 4th down. Johnny Hekker out to punt once again. How many times have I had to say Johnny Hekker and Blake Gillian today? If someone on the stream knows, please let me know. Because I've probably said it over 20, 30 times. That's how many punts there has been in this game. Under 5 minutes to go in the Panthers season, tied at 7 with New Orleans. Johnny Hekker boots it away. And Shaheed is going to call for a fair catch at the New Orleans 10-yard line. And that's where the Saints will start their next drive. 4:49 to go. This game's starting to come down to the wire. We'll see who takes this NFC South matchup. You are watching live on the Carolina Cast. We're back here. I thought we were going on commercial break, but I guess it was just a 30-second one. Interesting. Just trying to check the stats of the game, and I wasn't paying attention. So a 9-yard gain for Alvin Kamara makes it 2nd and 1 for the Saints. Let's see. So it's a close game. Very low-scoring game. Both teams have 1 touchdown, and that's it. No field goals or anything else. 2nd and 1 for New Orleans after the 9-yard run for Kamara. And here's another run for Kamara. He's got the first down, taken down at the New Orleans 25 or 26. And the Saints are just going to try and choose some clock here. Under 4 minutes to go, tied at 7. Kamara's had an outstanding game for New Orleans today. As he's got 20 carries, he's officially reached over 100 yards at exactly 101. Looks to add to his total. But, man, he has just had a great game. So 1st and 10, 3:40 to go. Play action. Dalton rolling to his right. He throws it. It's caught by the tight end, Trotman. And he's taken down by Miles Hartsfield. A huge pickup for Saints. Gain of 18 yards and a first down for New Orleans. With 3:20 to go. That was a costly defensive play. They try to shift the Panthers to the right side. Dalton coming the other way to open up the left side. And then you can see there Trotman open. Good thing Carolina still had guys like Miles Hartsfield and others down the field. Make sure that wasn't any of a bigger play. So now under 3 minutes to go. Tied at 7. Taysom Hill is in the game. And they're going to hand it off to Kamara. Alvin Kamara somehow stays on his feet. And instead of losing a yard, he gains 7 to 8 yards. And to be exact, he actually gained 6. But, man, he would have almost lost a yard. Now it's 2nd and 4 for the Saints. Where Marquise Haynes should have had him on the ground right there. Instead, Kamara breaks off the tackle and gains 6 yards before Shaq Thompson trips him up. And the Saints are going to need to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. The Panthers would like to make sure that it's still 3rd down before the 2-minute warning. So 2nd and 4 for New Orleans. Just shy of midfield in Carolina territory. Alvin Kamara in the backfield. 2 receivers on the left. They run it with Kamara, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. We are tied at 7. And the biggest play of the game is coming up. The final 2 minutes of the Carolina Panthers season. A 3rd down and 4. When we come back, it is the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans as you are watching live on the Carolina Cast. Welcome back, everybody. Let's look ahead at some of the things that have happened in this game. First things first, early in the third quarter, Deontay Foreman and Marcus Davenport both get disqualified after throwing punches at each other. And then a couple plays later, on a 3rd and goal, a read option, Sam Darnold tries to get into the end zone. He fumbles it at the goal line, but the GOAT himself from basketball, the big man, Michael Jordan, recovers it in the end zone for the Panthers' only touchdown of this game so far. And then we had breaking news going into the fourth quarter that the Carolina Panthers are going to interview Steve Wilks, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich, who was the former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And all this news is per Fox Sports. So, we're at the 2-minute warning right now, the final 2 minutes of the Carolina Panthers season, unless we go to overtime, which would be very unlikely. I mean, I just think so because I feel like the Saints are going to find a way to win it. But still, I mean, all those stuff going on with Foreman getting ejected, the big man touchdown, and then this is probably the biggest one where we're going to be interviewing Steve Wilks, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich for the head coach job. But here we go on a 3rd and 4. It is incomplete for Rashid Shaheed. And on 4th and 4, Carolina has all 3 timeouts. And it looks like the Saints are going to have to come off the field here. With 1 minute and 57 seconds to go, Sam Darnold is going to have an opportunity to go down the field and win it for the Carolina Panthers to end this 2022-2023 season on the right note. Blake Gillian is going to punt it away for the New Orleans Saints on a 4th and 4. Andre Roberts to return it for your Carolina Panthers. And oh my God, what a catch in the Patriots game. This ball is sent away. And Roberts and the Saints are going to and they pin them at about the 12 or 13. So Carolina is starting from their own 13-yard line. A minute 47 to go. Carolina has all 3 timeouts. As the projected draft order right now would have the Carolina Panthers with the 9th pick at the moment. That's where they have Carolina. If Carolina loses, they could get that 8th, maybe, probably that 8th pick. Yeah. If they lose, they could probably get that 8th pick. I think they might be a lock for the 9th, though. Because unless the Falcons win, then they'll probably be a lock for the 9th. But here we go. 1st and 10. Can the Panthers end the season on a good note? Or are we going to go to overtime? Tied at 7. Sam Darnold couldn't do it last week. And in the week that it doesn't matter, does he do it? 1st and 10. Darnold looking, taking a shot. Down the field, he's got a man. And it is intercepted down the sideline. He had DJ Moore. Shi Smith with the tackle. It is intercepted. The 2nd interception thrown by Sam Darnold in this game. Wow. Daniel Sorensen, the 9th-year guy out of BYU with the humongous play for the Saints. Oh my God, what are you doing, Darnold? That is the 2nd time this game that Sam Darnold took a shot downfield for DJ Moore. And he threw that in double coverage. That's the 2nd time he's thrown in double coverage for DJ Moore, and it gets picked off. And he underthrew it both times. And now the Saints are in perfect field positioning to win the game. Awesome. Well, Darnold, you are not coming back next year, respectfully. At least a starter. Maybe you'll be back up. Ball is at the Carolina 35. Handoff to Kamara. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And all the Panthers can do is call timeouts, but I don't think they should call it right now. I saw an injured Saint. I know that's kind of rude to say, but maybe... No, he's fine. Carolina uses that timeout. It's kind of rude to say. But if it was an injury, this timeout would have to go against the Saints so Carolina could keep that 3rd. But dang, man. Darnold just does not... He doesn't have any... If there was an overall for clutch factor for Sam Darnold, I'm not joking, it would literally be 0. Literally be 0. And guys, the Falcons are beating the Buccaneers. You've got to be kidding me. All we had to do was beat Tom Brady, and the Falcons are beating the Buccaneers right now. You've got to be kidding me. We missed our opportunity. I mean, it does kind of help that the Falcons are beating the Buccaneers either way, because then Carolina with the loss right here can get that 8th pick and move up in the draft a little bit. And maybe they even send the Raiders down to, like, maybe we get the 7th. Either way, Carolina's still going to have a top 10 pick, win or loss, most likely. Is that a flag? I'm watching the Bills game too. No. And oh no, so Carolina got their timeout back because Carolina gets their timeout back because Trevor Penning, the offensive lineman, the rookie offensive lineman for the Saints, got injured. So the Saints had to use their timeout. Carolina still has all 3 timeouts and it's 2nd and 10. Taysom Hill has now come onto the field for the Saints on this 2nd and 10. And now there's pretty much an empty backfield for Taysom Hill. He might just take this himself. And he does. Taysom Hill looking for the open hole, and he's going to lose yardage. Steve Wilkes needs to call timeout. He does. It's a 3rd and long. There is still a good opportunity for Carolina, even if they do give up a field goal to Will Lutz. We'll look at a recap of this game. Andy Dalton, the team, moving down the field. They got a touchdown on opening drive to go up 7-0 very early in this game. A great start for Andy Dalton. Will Lutz missed a 44-yard field goal earlier in this game. It's still 7-0. And then Darnold would fumble on the goal line, but Michael Jordan would recover it in the end zone to tie this game up at 7. So you can see here Michael Jordan recovers it for the Carolina Panthers, the GOAT himself, for the touchdown. And that was the first touchdown by a Carolina Panthers O-lineman in team history. So very historic play by Michael Jordan. And we already know he has this thing with Charlotte sports. Anyways, 3rd and 12. Panthers cannot give up anything big here. Dalton to the sideline, and it's intercepted. No, Josh Norman dropped an interception. Oh my gosh. No, he had it. Oh my God, I thought that was a pick. Josh Norman, he had it right there. But then he had to hit the ground and he couldn't hold on. No. Josh Norman. And now, if there's a field goal opportunity, remember, Will Lutz, his career long is 60 yards against the Vikings. He's missed from 44. This is from 55 to give the Saints the lead. Good snap, good hold, and the kick by Lutz is no good. No good. He pushed it to the left. Will Lutz misses his 2nd field goal of the game, and the Panthers take over. Wow. Lutz missed from 44 earlier and just missed from 55. And now it's actually kind of happy that Josh Norman did not catch that interception because they would have had way worse field positioning. And Will Lutz's kick reminds me of that Ohio State one. It was not even close, too much to the left. So now Carolina has 2 timeouts, 80 seconds to spare, and are in great field positioning thanks to the missed field goal by Will Lutz. So here we go. Sam Darnold, he sold on his first opportunity. This is his 3rd opportunity to actually have a game-winning drive in Carolina. Can he finally do it without choking like usual? Carolina starting from their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Darnold looking, and he is sacked. Wow. Hurry up. Go. Darnold, go. Oh my God, this team. I don't know why we're not running hurry-up offense right now. You want to keep the timeouts, and you need to go. You only have 2 timeouts. If you had 3rd, maybe you could have used it right there, but that would be dumb. Just go. Hurry up. Here we go. 2nd and 13. Darnold looking. Get the ball out. He might just run. Run. Sam Darnold is running. He's got the 1st down. No, go. Don't call the timeout. Go. Don't call that timeout. Go. You have time. We're at 40 seconds. Carolina has all 2 timeouts still. And they're letting some clock run down here. They're trying to get into range for Pinheiro. Now we're at 31 seconds, 30 seconds, 29, 28. Clock is still running. Panthers are not getting the snap off. They're barely in range for Pinheiro. Darnold looking, throws, and incomplete for Shi Smith. I think that was for the better. Carolina would have had to force another timeout right there. I think that was for the better. 19 seconds, 2nd and 10. They have 2 timeouts. You pick up a first down, you're in field goal range. But man, what a run by Sam Darnold. Gets past the defense, gets past Marshawn Lattimore before he gets tripped up. If he would have gotten a couple more yards, they would have already been in field goal range. I'm going to turn off my Red Zone TV real quick just so the game doesn't pop up over there. I don't want any spoilers. 2nd and 10. Darnold looking, throws over the middle. It's caught by Terrace Marshall. Carolina's in field goal range. And now they can let the clock go down, but the Saints are going to call timeout with 11 seconds. The Panthers are in field goal range for Eddie Pinheiro. No, Carolina used the timeout. Interesting. I mean, they're still going to have one remaining. Maybe run the ball, get it to the hash you want it, and then Pinheiro can try and end this season on the best note possible, a game-winning field goal to walk it off in New Orleans. Here we go. I mean, we know Pinheiro's had a history with missed field goals, but we know that this season's over. We put that all aside. Can we end the season on a good note? Take some momentum into next year. I mean, I would love just for maybe this somehow can help us next year and maybe help Steve Wilkes' coaching job. 1st and 10, 11 seconds. Carolina has 1 timeout. All they need to do is run. You cannot fumble. They don't fumble. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Call the timeout. And Carolina calls timeout with 2 seconds, and it all comes down to this. Eddie Pinheiro is coming out for the win. He knocks this through. The Carolina Panthers go 7 and 10 and end the season on a game-winning field goal. He has 2 career game-winning field goals in the last 2 minutes. This would be at the buzzer and to win it for the Carolina Panthers to sweep the Saints in the regular season and for the Panthers to take some momentum in the next season. Here we go. 42-yard field goal for Eddie Pinheiro to win it for Carolina. And are they going to ice him is the question, and yes, they do. They do ice Pinheiro. Oh, man. Eddie Pinheiro. He knocks this through. The Carolina Panthers go 7 and 10. They win this game 10-7. They sweep the Saints in the regular season, and they hopefully take some momentum into the next season. He misses this. We go into overtime. Eddie Pinheiro, a 42-yard field goal for the win. Is Carolina going to go 7 and 10, or are we going to overtime? Good snap, good hold. Pinheiro, he knocks it through, and the Carolina Panthers walk it off in their final game of the season. How about that? What a way to end it. We walk it off on the last game of the season. We sweep the Saints for the first time since 2015. Won in week 3, 22-14, win on a walk-off field goal against New Orleans to end the season with a 10-7 victory. Wow. It was not pretty at all. Carolina looked terrible this entire game, but they are going to snatch a win from New Orleans. We're going to go on commercial break. When we come back, we're going to break down this final result as the Panthers season is officially over, but they ended it on a game-winning field goal. Stay tuned for the Carolina Cast postgame show as you're watching live on the Carolina Cast. we got it. We got it. Carolina has officially gone 7-10 after a complete up and down season. They end their season on a game-winning 42-yard field goal to take down the New Orleans Saints 10-7. Man, we're going to get into stats, but just a moment. I want to put some stuff up here. First of all, hashtag sweep the Saints. We did it. We swept the Saints for the first time since 2015 when we went 15-1. The Saints swept us back in 2017, including that playoff game in New Orleans. We had to get our revenge. We got it this year. I know it doesn't really matter, but we swept the Saints. We swept the Saints. We finally got it done. And the Panthers win 10-7 on the road. Let's get straight to the stats of this game. First things first, Sam Darnold, terrible stat line, 5 for 15, 43 yards and 2 interceptions, but hey, a win's a win. Chuba Hubbard, 21 carries for 69 yards. Deontay Foreman, 12 carries for 68 yards before he got ejected for throwing punches in the third quarter. Terrace Marshall, 2 receptions for 23 yards. DJ Moore had 1 reception for 10 yards. Then Josh Norman had 6 solo tackles, nearly an interception. Eddie Pinheiro made 1 field goal. That was the game-winning field goal. And the Saints missed 2 field goals this game. Would have made both, would have won the game. Once again, a win is a win. So that is just about it from New Orleans. One thing I do want to point out is a breaking news topic. All right. One thing I do want to bring up is this. We got this alert right as the fourth quarter was starting from Fox Sports News that the Carolina Panthers are set to interview Steve Wilks, Jim Caldwell, and Frank Reich for the head coach positioning, as it has officially opened and the season has officially ended for the Carolina Panthers. They went on a 42-yard field goal. The team won 10-7. Darnold played terrible, so maybe in the draft, you go get that quarterback, even though it's going to be very hard to get now that you just won that game. But you go get that quarterback. Chat, I want to hear it from you. What is your combination? Do we draft a quarterback, bring back Wilkes? Do we draft a quarterback, get someone new? Do we not draft a quarterback and keep Darnold? What do you think here? And do we bring back Wilkes? Do we get a new head coach? Do we draft a quarterback? Do we not draft a quarterback? What is chat thinking right here? So we draft a quarterback. In my opinion, I think it either has to be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, either the Ohio State or Alabama quarterback. I believe that Bryce Young just a couple days ago has already officially entered the NFL draft. And then Steve Wilks, if he is coming back, that'd be pretty nice. But then you also get a guy like Jim Caldwell or Frank Reich. So, I mean, anything is on the table because these are all guys that they're interviewing. And Jim Caldwell was with the Lions for a good amount of time. I mean, didn't go that well for him with the Lions, but still. It went pretty okay with him. But yeah. Carolina is going to set to interview Jim Caldwell, Frank Reich, and Steve Wilks for that coaching job. What do you mean by Matt? I'm just curious. Because I know it's not Matt Rule anymore. I'm gonna lean on Matt. I like Wilks, but we need a new offensive coordinator. Yeah, I don't want Ben McAdoo to be our offensive coordinator. Not any type of day. I don't want McAdoo to be our offensive coordinator at all. No, I never liked it when we hired him either. Team is young. If we get a good offensive coordinator around, it'd be nice. I don't know. I don't know if Darnold's the answer or not, but we are going to find out. We're going to start having talk shows for the Carolina Panthers now that the season has ended. And that is just about it, guys. The Carolina Panthers season comes to an end with a 10-7 victory over the New Orleans Saints. The Panthers finished the season 7-10. And that is all we're going to have on the Carolina Cast today. I'm Chris Vermo. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Carolina Cast will be going live for the college football playoff national championship game with number 1 Georgia and number 3 TCU. It'll be the first college football game streamed in Carolina Cast history, and obviously we have to do it for the big game. The stream will start around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. The actual kickoff will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned to that here on the Carolina Cast. But other than that, we're going to say so long from New Orleans. And the Panthers season has come to an end on a good note as we look to take some of this momentum in the next season. I'm Chris Verma. We say so long from New Orleans. And we'll look forward to the draft, coaching job, everything for the Carolina Panthers in their offseason. Peace until September. So we say so long from New Orleans.